Hello everybody, welcome. This is Nintennerd. We are playing Pokemon Blue version. Yes, this is the time. This is the place. I hope you're here watching it with me. Pokemon Blue version. Let's go, people. Let's fucking do this. I might have to figure out which one's which. There, okay. So, that's just a little too loud. So the deal here today is that I am going to be playing Pokemon Blue Nuzlocke Challenge with the rules that I will discuss after I finish talking to Oak here. My name is Oak. People call me the Pokemon Professor. This world is inhabited by creatures called Pokemon. That is a fucking awesome looking Nidoran. Or, sorry, Nidorino, right? Yeah. Gosh. I haven't played this game in ages. I'll tell you stories later, but for now. For some people, Pokemon are pets. Others use them for fights. I want to say too is that the Nidoran looks like really good for Pokemon Blue version. Like, I know this is slightly updated compared to Pokemon Red and Green from Japan, but not a whole lot. I think Golbat still looks pretty like horrid, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong. Maybe this is the improved one. It's an emulator, so what do I know? I study Pokemon as a profession. First, what is your name? Okay, so, my name is no, we are not Gary. It's funny, when I started this emulator, I so many memories and just thoughts going through my head. The reason why it's telling me to be Gary is because this is Blue version, where Blue is technically the rival normally, and then Red is supposed to be the main character, as we all know. But in Red version, you're Red, and what are you in Blue version? You're Blue. So might as well give them the name Gary or Ash in Red version. But anyways, so my name is going to be, well, Nintennerd does not fit. So we are going to, in all caps, because that's how the text is and all the names are in caps in this game, if I remember correctly, we're going to call ourselves Ninten, short for Nintennerd. Right, so your name is Ninten. This is my grandson. He's been your rival since you were a baby. What is his name again? God damn it, Oak, why can't you remember your kid that looks a lot like Gary is actually named Ash? No. His name is Jack. That's funny. His name is going to be Sony. Because nobody likes Sony, right? That's the reasoning, right? He's definitely the rival to Nintendo as well, so. And what I remember, Sonny. Grandson named Sonny. That's the story. I keep getting off track here because there's so much text I just want to read to you in a funny old man voice. A world of dreams and adventures with Pokemon awaits. Let's go! Shrink, shrink, shrink. I love that effect. They give you your art, and then you shrink down to actual playable size. I thought that was a cool thing. What was I saying earlier? Who gives a shit? So, what's this? Nintendo is playing the SNES. Oh. Okay. It's time to go. Of course. Okay, so we're going to grab this potion. Cancel. Log off. And I'm going to sit in a chair in the kitchen while I talk to you about the rules that I have set for myself for this Pokemon Nuzlocke. Now, for those of you who don't know, a Pokemon Nuzlocke is a challenge created by a guy who calls himself Nuzlocke. He has a site that he drew comics for this challenge that he gave himself to make Pokemon more challenging than it already is. And to be honest, that's perfectly legitimate. Pokemon isn't the hardest game in the world. And also to increase the bond he has with his Pokemon. So, here are the rules. The two main ones are, if a Pokemon faints, it's dead, and you have to release it. That is the first rule. So, even if it's my starter Pokemon, if I were to choose Charmander, and I go into the bushes, and I get killed by a Rattata or something, because it's obviously in the top percentage Rattata. If it dies, then I have to release the Charmander. Now, for the sake of keeping record of the Pokemon that die and live, I'm going to put them in a special box in my PC instead of releasing them. And hopefully that will still keep the sentimental value intact. But that's basically the first thing. Now, at the second rule, this is a very interesting one, is that you can only catch the first Pokemon in each area. So what that means is that after I get my starter Pokemon, and once I'm able to actually catch Pokemon, so the first time I get Pokeballs, essentially, is when I first go in the bushes after I get the Pokeballs and such. Once I have Pokeballs, first bush that I walk of the route that I am in, that triggers a Pokemon. The Pokemon that appears, that is the Pokemon that I must catch. I must catch it. If I end up killing it, which might end up happening if I run out of Pokeballs, then I lose my chance at catching a Pokemon in that area, from what I understand it. So what this is meant to do is to make you play Pokemon that you would not normally play as or use on your team. This, in combination with your Pokemon fainting, is supposed to dramatically change how you play the game and the emotions that you get from playing the game. So yeah, I already said the exception for the first rule, where instead of them dying, and me releasing them, when they die, I'm going to put them in a special PC box, probably the last one, so that I will never see them ever. Just for the sake of keeping record of these Pokemon, because that's what I would like to do. And maybe use them later, you know. The exceptions to the second rule, I already said that it's the first one once you first get Pokeballs. So essentially, after you get your starter Pokemon and you walk into the wild for the very first time and you encounter your very first Pokemon, that Pokemon does not count towards the first Pokemon that you have to catch in the area, because you have to kill it. And there wouldn't be a point to, if you kept the rule intact, because you would have to kill it, and you would lose your first chance at getting a Pokemon from that area, which may severely hurt you in the long run. Maybe, I don't know. The other exceptions that I'm going to enforce are if the Pokemon is needed to become an HM slave. So, like, if I don't have any rock Pokemon or fighting Pokemon, let's say, and I want to teach someone Rock Smash, none of my Pokemon, or supposedly none of my Pokemon can learn Rock Smash, so I can only go back to a region to catch a Pokemon, an extra Pokemon from that route, specifically to teach it Rock Smash, use it, and then swap it back out. The other exception that will apply to Pokemon Blue, the third one doesn't really apply to Pokemon Blue, is that if it is a repeat Pokemon. In other words, let's say I catch a Pidgey in the very first route, or some other route, and that's what the one that I have to keep for that route. Later on, if I catch a Pidgeotto, or if a Pidgeotto appears, and it was the first one of that respective route, then I can choose to ignore it, because it is of the same evolutionary line as Pidgey. So if another Pidgey or Pidgeotto, or Pidgeot if that's possible, appears, then I can choose to ignore it, and choose the next Pokemon that appears, and catch that. The third exception to this rule, it doesn't apply to Pokemon Blue, but I'm going to say it anyways for anyone who wants to use it, is shiny Pokemon. Because Pokemon Blue is normally a monocolored game on the original Game Boy, and then got the updated color graphics, slate color graphics, more like everything is just blue. That was added from the Game Boy Color, but there is no shiny effect until Generation 2. And while I walk to the next part in our quest, I'm going to tell you the next 5 rules. 5 rules, yep. Here comes Oak. Okay, so the third rule is that I have to set the battle to set, which I guess I'll have to do after I talk to Oak here, and he brings me over the what's it called? His laboratory. That's what Dexter calls it. Automatic walking. Sony, Gramps. Fed up with waiting. Sody, let me think. Oh, that's right, I told you to come. Just wait. Here in Enden, there are 3 Pokemon here. Haha. They are inside the Pokeballs. When I was young, I was a serious Pokemon trainer. In my old age, I have only 3 left. How does that even happen? How do you... Like, do you give it all away, or... Oh, maybe they all die. Whoa, that's trippy. So he only ended up with 3. That's weird. But you can have 1. Choose. Okay, so before... Oh. Right. What about me? Be patient, Sony. You can have 1 too. Okay, before I choose, let me press start. I'm going to go to option. Oh, right, I pressed start instead of select. There we go. I'm going to go to, first I'll make text speed fast. Battle animation, that's fine, that can be on. Battle style is going to be to set. In other words, when an opposing trainer sends out their Pokemon, it will not give me the option to switch my current Pokemon. which adds a little bit of extra challenge. And I think that is a fair challenge to go by, because I don't usually play like that. The fourth rule is that I won't use any potions that give me more health than my Pokemon with the lowest HP. In other words, if I were to somehow get a Hyper Potion, I would sell it, because it would do 250, it would give 250 HP, and then that would be healing most early level Pokemon. No, probably all early level Pokemon, most mid-level Pokemon. I would heal them instantly. Now, what's the difference between that and just buying a shit ton of potions? Purely for gold reasons, or GP or Poke Dollars or whatever they use in this game. Probably Poke Dollars, Pokebucks or something. But it's just to add another thing. It's mostly for battle, within battle, so that I don't, like, within battle, give my Pokemon a Hyper Potion and it's already back to full health. I don't think that's really fair. But I predict that I'm going to be failing in a lot of ways. So I'll give myself just a little nerf by using normal potions and super potions. And I don't think lemonade exists yet, so I won't be using that. But yeah, there's that. The fifth rule is that I won't be using any TMs or learn any moves from tutors. I can't remember if there are actually tutors in this version, but if there are, I won't be learning any moves from them or teaching any moves, and I won't use any TMs that I'm given or find. In terms of dying Pokemon in my party, and extra Pokemon that I catch, extra Pokemon go into the PC, of course, and if one of my Pokemon in my party dies, then I will sub in the Pokemon that I next caught. I'll keep them in order. So the first one in the box will be subbed in instead. So it'll be sort of like a queue thing. I won't be able to choose from my box which Pokemon to put in my party, because that gives me too much of an advantage. Now, the last rule, which is sort of the third rule in a sense, is sort of separate from all the rest because it's optional but highly recommended, is that you nickname all of your Pokemon. And this is where we choose our Pokemon. So, let's see, which Pokemon are we going to choose? Well, here's what we're going to do. We're not going to choose the Pokemon. Instead, we are going to let the computer choose a randomized number, and if the number is within a certain range, then it will determine which Pokemon that I'll be using. Just to remove more choice from this game. If it was a normal Pokemon game, I would choose Squirtle in this case, because I always choose the water one. I just find the water one most effective in a lot more situations than the other two. Although, if I was going to sort of nerf myself in a way, but at the same time not nerf myself, I was going to choose Bulbasaur. Because I know he has some troubles early on in the wild, but at the same time the gyms aren't very hard. Plus, I've never actually chosen Bulbasaur or evolved what about leaf, or chosen any leaf grass typed Pokemon starter like ever. I think once I chose Charizard when I had red version, and then I chose Blastoise for blue version, and even for leaf green I chose Blastoise, so that's that. But anyways, we're going to make this random. What I'm going to say is that, well, normally people say that the last number of your trainer card number is the last digit determines which Pokemon you choose. But as I've recently discovered, is that my trainer card doesn't actually tell me what my number is, and I can't arrow over or press A or anything. So, and I don't have any Pokemon to actually check their trainer number. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly go onto the internet and just type in random number generator, and they'll do that for me. And I'll take the last digit of whatever number they give me. If it's a decimal place, I'll take the last digit of that they show before the ... or whatever. So real quick, 0, 1, 2, I'm writing this down, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm going to split this up 3 ways. If it's 7, 8, or 9, it will be, oh, fucking computer. If it's 7, 8, or 9, I'm going to choose, let's go backwards, so from the right, let's make that Bulbasaur. I guess I don't really need to write out the full name, but if it's 4, 5, or 6, it will be Squirtle. Squirtle, there we go. And if it's a 1, 2, or 3, it will be Charmander. And if it's 0, I think normally people just let you choose at that point, but I think I'll just, for the sake of more randomization, I'll just randomize the number again. So, let's open up Chrome real quick. Random number generator. Random.org. True random. Oh, what is this? I don't want this. Just give me a random number? Nope, that's not what I want. Just... oh... just give me something. 0, 9. Enter. 5. It's Squirtle. Look at that. Squirtle is the guy. I'm pretty sure. Is that fair? I can't remember if it's actually going to be going between and including, or if it's going to be between. It is going to be Squirtle. I just want to see if it will ever get 9 or 0. Oh, it did. Okay. Just making sure. Okay, so... wow, it actually ended up being Squirtle. It's fate, Mr. Tiny Turtle. After birth, its back swells and hardens into a shell, powerfully sprays foam from its mouth. Okay. Yes, I do want the water Pokemon Squirtle. Really energetic. Nintennerd received a Squirtle. Yes, I do want to give a nickname. What will I call him? In terms of nicknames, you will find that I am very not creative, and at the same time creative, because my names are unoriginal, but no one would ever think of them, I guess, maybe, or they're kind of, I don't know. So, the first name that comes to mind, no, it's not Squirtle. Where the hell is the Q? There it is. I'm gonna call him... looks a lot like Squirtle, right? I'm gonna call him... no, I don't want squirts. Back. There we go. Squirts. Creative, right? I know. It's great. Squirts. Just because it's cute. So my little rival over there, he's going to take the Bulbasaur, obviously. No surprise. Oh, and I guess that's it for me. Let me just walk over. And now he wants to attack me with his Pokemon. Come on, I'll take you on. I think I changed the speed there. Or maybe not, maybe it's if I hold it. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna have to figure out what I can do with this emulator to make things just a little faster. I'm gonna tackle. Okay, that sounds pretty good. Oh, wow. Growl failed. I don't know why it failed, but... Okay. It's a little late now, though. 16? Okay. Critical hit. Damn. I need a critical hit. Do-do-do-do. This is intense. I think I got him, though. Oh, damn it, I missed. That could change the tide. Don't stop with the critical hits! Oh, god damn it, a growl. I hope I don't lose. I'm also, another exception to the death thing is if you lose the rival battle here. 6? Shit. He's red, I'm not, so I don't know. Kill him! No! One more! Yes! Went first. Yes! Take that! Level 6 already! And then you defeated Sony. What unbelievable! I picked the wrong Pokemon! See, at this point I feel like Professor Oak might be lenient to his own grins. Oh wait, I guess that would be favoritism. I was gonna say, probably could just give you a new Pokemon. I feel like that isn't too big of a deal, but anyways. I'll make my Pokemon fight to toughen it up. Nintendo Graham, smell you later. So, what I want to say is that this isn't really meant to be a full walkthrough Let's Play. It's more so meant to be just a pure Nuzlocke. I just want to get to the end of the... Look at Squirts. I just want to get to the end of the Elite Four. Yeah, everything looks okay. What is my, what's my trainer number? 23787? There isn't a 5 anywhere. Although it might average out to 5, actually. Oh, might look into that later. I don't want this anymore. Back, right. Using the keyboard is hard. Okay, I'm gonna save. I don't think that actually matters on the actual emulator, but I could be wrong. I don't know. I'll have to figure that out. Okay, let's go. Oh, color change. It's a green now. Hello. Wait, I probably shouldn't be talking to people. I'm gonna screw myself over. Oh, a potion. Right, he gives me a potion. Wow, I haven't encountered one Pokemon yet. Talk to you. Okay. Are you gonna move? Yes, thank you. Oh, see, first Pokemon battle, guys. Let's do this. When I first played this game as a test, I chose Bulbasaur just for shits and giggles, and I got wrecked by this very first Pidgey because the flying type just decimated the grass type, and I only realized that after. I was like, wow, that actually sucks. Why would anyone ever want to choose a grass type? Like, in almost every Pokemon game, there's a bird type Pokemon, in the very first patches of grass. Other than that, it's like the rodent like Rattata here. Or some like dog or something like that. Let's kill you now. We got this. I don't think we need to worry too much. Just hope no critical hits are landed. I wonder if I can't remember if there's an item that prevents critical hits or if it just gives me critical hits. The Macho Brace? Is that what I'm thinking of? I can't remember. That might be something else. But yeah, so those battles didn't count towards my my Pokemon count, I guess. Yes, heal my Pokemon. And I guess the first thing we're going to do... Now, I'm pretty sure that I can only buy Pokeballs if I deliver the Oaks parcel. Yeah, and I also will get the town map and the Pokedex this way, so this is kind of one of those things in the story that I have to do. And this is where I jump over everything, because I don't want to battle things. Oh great. Oh wait, I can do this. Oh great, that's not what I wanted. Oh, dodged a landslide. Oh my god, I'm just dodging Pokemon left and right. I'm a ninja, going through the grass. Pokemon ninja, here I come. Here is the... Oh, Nintennerd, how is my old Pokemon? Well, it seems to like you a lot. You must be talented as a Pokemon trainer. I literally fought 2 battles. Here, have your stupid parcel. You suck up. Gramps. What do you call me for? Right, I request you to. I want to give you these pieces of papers that don't look like electronic devices, but they are. High-tech encyclopedia, and it just looks like a book. Unless it was just meant to be an encyclopedia. That's interesting. Although, like, in the anime, it is an electronic thing. So, let's do it. Leave it all to me. Nintendo, I hate to say it, but I don't need you. I know, I'll borrow a town map from my sis. I'll tell her not to lend you one, Nintendo. Ha ha ha. She's still gonna lend me one. Tough luck, boy. Tough luck, boyo. What else do I need to say before I end this episode? She didn't even say anything about Sony, telling her about maps. So what I'm going to do, I guess starting next episode, because I'm going to end off here, is that at the bottom of the screen I'm going to put a bunch of Pokeballs, and they will eventually be filled up by the Pokemon that I gain. I might put some like level stats and stuff in their names and such, and just something to keep for you guys to keep track of when I'm going through the Pokemon. Now, I guess I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for joining me on this first episode of Pokemon Nuzlocke. Not really Nuzlocke at this point, but we'll get there. We're gonna get there. And with that, I say goodbye to everyone, and I hope you all enjoy X and Y. That comes out like tomorrow or something, whenever this thing is posted. And yeah, and this Pokemon Nuzlocke is sort of a tribute to X and Y. Essentially, I will be playing 2 Pokemon games at the same time, and the reason why I'm doing this Nuzlocke in the first place is mostly because I won't be able to record the Pokemon X and Y, whichever one I get, because it's on my 3DS. I know there's ways of doing it, but I think you have to get a special 3DS for that. But that is not my intention. I just want to play. vanilla X and Y. And while I do that, to entertain you people, I'm going to do some old school blue version Nuzlocke. And with that, again, I say, this is Nintennerd signing off.